guys, and welcome back. This is TechNationTutorials here. Today I got another video tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to actually make a full, the basic layout for your website with HTML and CSS, and then throughout more video tutorials I'll be showing you guys how to make these little things like hit counts and membership pages and all this stuff that's going to take this basic website and actually turn into a website. So the first thing we're going to do is actually open up Dreamweaver, and we're going to create a new PHP document. I like to use PHP. I don't know why. I just like to use PHP scripts instead of saving it as HTML. So we have our basic HTML document, and actually, I'm actually going to create a new one, and the reason I'm going to do that is I'm going to set it to HTML5 because it's only at HTML1, which doesn't really, well, I can't say it doesn't matter because it matters, but yeah, well, you don't have to do that. I am anyways, though. So basically what we got here is we got an untitled document. We're going to just go ahead and call this blank web site. Whoopsie. Okay, and this is going to be a blank website, as it says. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to create a couple, well, actually, let's go ahead and just save it, because I need to actually save a spot on my server so we can actually view this. So I'll go back to tutorials. We'll go ahead and save this as index, and it's going to ask me to overwrite, and I'm just going to go ahead and say OK. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a new one, and this is actually not going to be a PHP, it's going to be a CSS, which is style sheet coding, which is where we're going to create all our styles and how we're going to look, or how the website's going to look. So I hope that's not confusing. So the first thing we're going to want to do is in our CSS code, which is right here, we're just going to go ahead and save it. And we're going to save it in the same directory as our index.php. And I'm just going to call it style.css. Okay, and now actually what we're going to do is we're going to go back into index.php. And I'm in Dreamweaver, so I'm actually going to close this. And the reason I'm doing that is if you're in Notepad or anything else, I wouldn't recommend closing it. But the cool thing about Dreamweaver is I can go link. Then you have to do this to include all your. This is the line of code that takes information from the style sheet and puts it into your web page. So we go link rel equals style sheet, type equals text.css, and href will be the location of our style sheet. So we just did style.css. There it is right there. I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to close that link. Now, as soon as I save this page, Dreamweaver is going to pop up with a little something, a little bar that actually includes the page. So you see I have my source code. Now this is all on index.php. But now since I've included this line of code and it knows that it's going to need style.css, I can go ahead and access it with only having one thing open. Same thing with JavaScript on same thing with JavaScript and other types of scripts on Dreamweaver. Sorry, that was not a mouthful, but that messed me up. Okay, so go back into our style sheet coding, and within here we're going to start off with the body. Now when we type body in our brackets in here, what this means is it's going to do the body. There's a couple of things you will need to know in CSS, so I will be going over those things. First thing we're going to want to do is we're going to set a margin, and we're going to do dash top, so margin top 0 px, and go ahead and close it with a semicolon. CSS is a lot like PHP. Within each line should be closed with a semicolon. So, and then we're going to give it a background color, and we're going to define that as a color. And I like to do these nice light grays, so I'm actually going to do D8, 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 D8. And the reason that didn't come up is because I forgot my pound sign. Okay, so D8, 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 D8. There it is. Oh no, just okay. Well, sorry. You want 6 characters, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you want 3d8s. Sorry. I don't know why I'm having those brain farts today. It's just not a well, I guess an off day. Okay, so background color, margin, and that's about it. We can go. That's about it. Yeah. So we can go ahead and save that. Now, as we go into CSS, and if we were to open up a browser. I'm opening up Google Chrome. As you see, I have XAMPP running. I have my Apache and my MySQL. That's just in case I do need a database. I can go ahead and open one up. I probably won't need one in this tutorial, but that's okay. I'm just gonna see how much time we have, or how much time I've taken over. So we're only about 5 minutes in, and each video will be 15 to 20 minutes, and it'll probably I would expect at least 4 parts. There might be less, but expect around 4 to 5. So Chrome's open, and within here we're gonna go localhost, which is the reason I'm going to localhost, is just to show you guys. And I have it in a folder called tutorials. So now all we should have is a background with that gray. It should just be a gray background, and it's obviously going to be called this blank website, and that's because that's what we named it. And I don't know why it's not loading. This page should load very quickly. And it's okay. See, there's that gray we have in our code. That's that D8, D8, D8. Makes a very nice background. So now that you've seen that, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to start defining these divs, or you can even do classes. Classes are defined with a dot, and then whatever you want to call it. And divs are defined with a pound sign, and then whatever you want to call it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to call a div upon, and we're going to call it header, Header, and then within that we're also going to give that a margin to the top, of 0 pixels, and then from there what we're going to do is give it a width of 900 pixels and a height of 100%. Now that div will automatically, or actually, since it's the header, we're going to do 150 pixels. Sorry, I meant to do 100% on the net, or the context, or the content boxes, or the divs for our body of the website. So now we have this. I'm going to go ahead and give it a background. We'll go background color, and we'll select. I like to use a lot of blues, so I'll be using a light blue, which is 0CF. And okay, after that we're going to do another div, which is going to be nav, and this is going to be our nav bar. And within this, we are going to go ahead and also give that a margin of 0, or to the top of 0 pixels, and I'll show you why I'm doing this. The reason why I'm doing this is because it will make it seamless. There won't be any gaps between the header, the body, the nav bar, and the content pages. It will look like one streamless website. So after that, we're going to go ahead and give this a background color, and this color is going to be a little darker, but it's not going to be a black. Going to do 333 for this, and this is just going to give us some contrast against the background, but that way they know that it's obviously a nav bar. We're also going to give this a width of 900 pixels, not 90, 900 pixels, and a height of 55 pixels. And when we go ahead and do that, we can go ahead and save this. Okay, so now we go back into here, and there's nothing in it, so we're going to go in between our body tags and create a div, assign that div an ID, which is going to go back to our style sheet. This div is going to be the header. We can go ahead and close that div and close it again, and then we can go ahead and open our nav div, or sorry, div. I get assigned an ID that will go to the style sheet, which will be nav. Okay, from there, what we will start doing is, actually I might go ahead and save the page just so you guys can see. After we refresh the page, that code should bring up. a nice blue with a nice bar. Now we see how it's not aligned, but we see how it touches. If we didn't have those zero margins, there would be a gap like this one on the side in between each box. And you can go ahead and remove that if you think it looks better. I don't like it. So, and you're wondering, well, why is our website all the way over to the side when you like the website content to be directly in the middle? That's because we haven't centered it. So what I'm going to do is, instead of actually adding margin or padding to within the CSS coding, I'm actually just going to assign a center tag. And with any text that we want to do, we'll assign a font tag, give that some style code, which will say text align, and put it as a left. But that's not to worry right now. I'll go ahead and show you guys that later. So now that we refresh the page, as you see, the content is going to be equally in the middle. No matter how big the website is, as long as it's more than 900 pixels, it will go ahead and align it. Now, what we can do later is we can actually add some JavaScript to say that if the width of the person's screen revolution is less than 900 pixels, which means they wouldn't even be able to see just the blue content, we're going to send it off to our mobile page. And that will be another video. I'll be showing you guys how to build a mobile website with jQuery, or jQuery mobile, and that's actually in boom right there in Dreamweaver, and that's why I love Dreamweaver. You might spend $300 for it, but it's a great program. It's extremely worth the price. I think they should actually be charging more for it, but that's okay. So now that we have that centered, we're going to go ahead and start doing our content. Now the content's going to be a little weird because how I have it set up is just like on my website TechNationTutorials, which I will pull up, and that's actually kind of what I am representing here. I'm just going to pull up the local host version because I currently do not have internet service, but that's okay because my Wi-Fi is off because I'm trying to save a little electricity. And here's actually the new look. It's just going to go straight to the home page if it will load, and I might have to start part 2. I got another 3 minutes before I have to start part 2, but here it is right here, and I was just putting it up. I just put up a little what is it? It's the new intro.mov. If you guys are watching this, you guys have already seen it. It is a phenomenal intro. I made it in After Effects using Card Dance. Um, but here it is, and as you see, I have a lot of MySQL uh, connection problems at the end, and the reason is because I started doing a hit count at the bottom, and I actually connected that to a server that's on the internet, but since I don't have internet, it can't connect to the database. But that's what we are looking at. That's basically it. You would go ahead and add a picture. There's your content, and we're going to do a left column is going to be our bigger content, and our right column is going to be a smaller content. Now you can easily switch these around by just adding some simple, just modifying the width and the float, and that would be it. So within here, let's go no further behalf. Let's go ahead and start doing this. So we're going to do a con div, and this con div will be or we're going to define a div in the CSS coding, and it's going to be con, and that means content. And within here, we're going to do a width again of 900 pixels, 900 pixels, and we're going to do a margin at the top as well. So margin top will equal 0 pixels, and from there we will go ahead and give it a height, and the height will be 100%. Now this is where 100% comes in. What 100% means is no matter how big the page is, it will just keep scrolling down and down and down as long as you have content there. So 100% just means the width is dynamic, or the height is dynamic, and it will go as far as it needs to go. Okay, so with that done, we're going to give it a that's it, honestly. So we're gonna go ahead and save these scripts. Might as well, just to make sure we have all this down. And just to let you guys know, this was TechNationTutorials signing out. I hope you guys join me for part 2. We'll be finishing up this CSS script and starting actually developing the website. We'll be using a little bit of Photoshop, hopefully in part 3. So I hope to see you guys there. And if you guys enjoyed this video, if I helped you out, I'm trying to spit these out as fast as I can so you guys don't have to watch these extremely long videos. But please put me out a like if you guys do like this video, and a comment. It really helps me out. Just think about it. It doesn't just help me out. It helps you guys out. It helps other people out that are trying to find decent videos. I know I'm not the best at making videos, but I am decent. I'm better than some people on YouTube. So if you guys like these videos, please give them a like. It helps me out, and it helps other people out, so they can easily find my videos. So they come up more on the top of YouTube searches. So thank you guys once again. This is TechNation Tutorials signing out, and I hope to see you guys in the next part. See you later.